Josh, I was definitely indoors yesterday when the rain started coming down, and I was kind of like, hallelujah, whew, we needed some rain because it made it like less hot out there. But, you know, I would any day take this rain, somewhat some heat, but the severe weather, I'm not a fan of.
Yeah, the severe weather makes it a little rough. Although when you get this hot, it's hard to get rain without getting severe weather.
Yeah.
And thankfully, we're getting some of that rain, and we will have a couple more chances. And hopefully, we can stay away from the severe weather. But it's a classic little setup that has happened here across parts of the Lone Star State. We've been so hot here lately. That's because that high pressure dome was on top of us. But now that's contracted a little bit. And this happens in the summer. It expands, it contracts, it moves around. When you're under it, you get hot. When you're on the edge of it, you can get some thunderstorms. In this case, that high is back down into northern Mexico, so we're sitting on the edge of the flow that goes around it. So storms will start up in the northwest, try to swing around that high, and that's what happened last night. You can see those thunderstorms taking that southerly then southeasterly turn as it gets on the side of the high pressure center, and that's why we end up seeing thunderstorms despite the fact we're seeing the heat, and despite the fact we're in the summer. Look at all these reports over the last 24 hours. That was that storm that produced the tornado near Matador, a bunch of wind damage with it as well. Then it worked down into the hill country, and then that thunderstorm that moved through our eastern counties producing that very hefty wind damage that moved across some of our eastern counties. Now, closer to the core of that high, that's where you have an excessive heat warning. Since we've backed off it a little bit, we've now seen that replaced with a heat advisory. That doesn't mean that you don't need to respect the heat. The heat is still going to be dangerous. It's just not going to be those 120s for your feel like temperatures, 105 to 110. So in the afternoon, that's when you'll need to watch for some of those heat illnesses. Although the good news is, as you get that feel like temperature down, it will lower that chance. Still, watch it this afternoon. 94 our high for today. Overnight will only cool off to the upper 70s. The key, though, is that feel like temperature. Notice all of us getting past 105. That's the danger little level there. Thankfully, though, not dealing with those 110s like we have been. I think the rest of the day will be quiet. Future Track does not show much. What we'll watch for is to see if thunderstorms can once again develop to the northwest. If that happens, we may see a few rumble in overnight into the morning tomorrow. And then we get into Saturday, much of the same to start off Saturday. By Saturday afternoon, though, I think things start to dry out as that high builds back in, and that means we're going to crank the temperatures again. 101 Saturday. I have temperatures reaching 103 by Monday. We'll be in the triple digits all of next week.
Well, as we just heard